Lubna wants to hear more about mushrooms. Recommend. So I actually don't recommend psychedelics, drugs. I don't even recommend intense breath work, intense yoga practices during this process. I recommend that we trust in the innate inner intelligence of our system to guide us through what we need. With that said, of course, everything is nuanced, following the flow. If it leads you to a particular breathwork class, or the flow leads you to a particular psychedelic or whatnot, then perhaps it's what you're meant to explore. But really feeling into whether it feels right, meaning we check in with our body, check in with the flow. Is there synchronicity supporting it? Is there resistance coming up? These types of things. What are we feeling? Are we feeling stable? Are we feeling grounded, or are we feeling scattered and all over the place? Definitely not a good time to explore psychedelics. What are our intentions? What are we hoping to get out of it? Do we think it's going to solve everything for us? It won't. It won't, right? Of course, setting, our mindset, our location, are we in a safe place? These types of things, all important to consider. Also, what is our context and our situation following a trip? Do we have a place to ground? Do we have people to support us? Do we have things in place? Do we have the intention, the energy? Are we able to commit to the work that may come following a trip? Because a lot can come up and now we have to deal with it, right? So lots and lots to consider, lots to consider. You don't have to completely write it off, but just, following the flow. And if you're unsure, likely the answer is to just allow the natural process within your own body to unfold its thing, do its thing. If the psychedelics are calling you, they'll call you. It will become clear. Let's hear from Lubna.
Hey Brent, thanks for addressing my question. Um, I have a follow-up to that. I think I was, so I guess the question is, I feel very disassociated. Um, and I came to that conclusion that I'm disassociated after I feel like I went through the Kundalini rising. Probably because of a catalyst, probably because of vegetarianism and yoga. Um, my question is, you said listen to your body. Like, I feel like I'm so disassociated that I don't know which voice inside me is accurate at this point because of our lifestyle. Like, I've been home isolated. Like, it's like always being inside. The only thing, grounding helps, like coming outside on the wet grass. All of that helps. Putting coconut oil on my scalp really helps. So those things kind of make sense. But I want to ask you, because of our phones, because of people, because of, like, let's say I'm super empathic, I don't drink alcohol, whatever it might be, like, because of the sheer nature of who I am, I actually don't know anymore, like, how to feel like I have one strong voice that's speaking to me that makes sense. Could you speak to that?
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Lubna. Yeah. This process can definitely bring us deeply into our body. I think this is more so the latter stages of the process where we really are able to embody this awakening and to integrate it into our body and find the balance between body and mind. But at times we can definitely be sort of blasted out of our body in a sense into a sort of spaced out, dissociated type states, um, kind of creating a lot of distance between the body. And this can make it unclear at times. So typically the body, if we're going to listen to our body, it doesn't typically speak in terms of language. Some people do experience this. occasionally, some people opt it all the time, but for most of us, the body is this very like sort of primal, rudimentary intelligence that doesn't speak in terms of language. It feels, it speaks in terms of a feeling. Sometimes there's a deep knowing, a whole body knowing, but it doesn't come with like clear thoughts in the way our mind may speak to us with thoughts. Um, you can consider something kind of like, is it a red light, a green light, a yellow light? Very basic, rudimentary things, just like, you check in your body to see what you're feeling. And this can be, you can practice this with very simple things. For example, with eating, right? If you're going to listen to your body for what your body's asking to eat, you can hold a food or think about a food or contemplate it or look at it and just see what is the signal? Is it a red light, a green light, or a yellow light? Right? And this can kind of train you to tune into what your body's asking. Then after you eat that food, you can check in again. What am I feeling in my body? How do I feel physically, emotionally? How's my mind, the quality of my thoughts, these types of things? How does this feel in my body? So you can begin to check in and train ourselves to actually listen to what this body's asking for. Um, when we're exercising, you can check in like, is your body asking for rest? Is your body enjoying this, asking for more? Is this too much? Are you pushing yourself? These types of things. Of course, getting in touch with the senses in general, like you said, the grounding things, really tapping into the five senses um, in like a really direct, intentional way can help train our awareness within the body. And not only does it train our ability to listen to the body, it actually is what takes all of that excess consciousness or energy that's up here dissociated, it starts to bring it into the body, into the heart. Our intuition becomes, very sharp because the intuition is all of our intelligences working together, psychological and emotional, physical, all of the spiritual, all that works together. So our intuition gets really sharp as well. It's a journey, it's a skill, it's something that we develop over time. Our culture doesn't train us for this. Our culture is very intellectual in the head. Um, and so it's like a whole new dimension of our faculties that we're exploring here. You can also talk to your body, which is no different than the Kundalini, no different than the intelligence of Shakti within. It's all one intelligence. So you can talk to it and ask it to lead you, guide you, show you how to better relate with it and support it. And you'll see interesting things may happen. You may begin to receive more intuitive impulses to further develop the relationship with the body itself. It will respond. It's really intelligent. Um, you could argue it's more intelligent than the mind as well. So those are some ways that you could connect with it. I hope that is a little helpful for you, Lebna.
Yeah, I love that. I love what you said that it actually won't speak in words. And I'm like, oh my God. Yeah,
Yeah.
that makes that makes a lot of sense. It's more like speaks in feelings. And I really like the trick about the red, green, and yellow. So just become more mindful.